Hey guys, I'm gonna be installing a new fuel pump in my car. This one right here is a AEM fuel pump. It's a 340 liters per hour fuel pump. This one is E85 compatible. I'm gonna be installing this in the EK. It's the same thing for the EG. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is remove the battery. Well, you don't have to remove the battery, but just disconnect the battery. I have my battery disconnected and placed away. You don't want anything to spark and ignite the fuel. So then you're gonna come in here, and with a Phillips screwdriver, you're gonna take out 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you take it out, vacuum the area out so everything is nice and clean and nothing falls inside the fuel. So once you guys have the 4 bolts out, you're gonna want to pry on each side. It's probably just gonna be a little stuck, that's it. So just give it a little pry on every side so it just pops off. It is gonna be like a little stuck on there. You can hear the seal breaking, and after you try, you should be able to just take it off. So the next step is going to be just to disconnect the wire that comes from right here inside. So you can just move this out the way a little bit and have free hands to work on. Okay, so once you guys have taken this one off right here, it should be just move this piece out the way. This is for the fuel level sensor. Next, what you guys want to do is this tab right here, you move it up and away to expose another fuel connector. This one's for the pump itself, and you're gonna press down on this side, on the back side right here, and move this connector out. So after you guys have the connector off for the fuel pump, take the fuel feed and return lines off. This one you're gonna need a plier for. Just squeeze it and remove it, and then just like with the plier, squeeze this area, twist it a little bit, make sure this doesn't break. And this one right here, you're gonna press the 2 yellow tabs together and push it out. I have to do this off camera. So you push this in both sides, even the back side, and then you're gonna push it out. Actually, I almost forgot. Before you continue and take these 2 lines off, with the vacuum, just remove all the loose dirt so it doesn't fall inside the fuel tank. Okay, now that you have it a little bit clean in there, I have already disconnected it, but let me show you how to disconnect this side. What you're gonna want to do is grab a needle nose and just push down on both sides of this. Push down on both sides and squeeze just a little bit. And what you're gonna, while you're pushing, you're just gonna want to push this line forward a little bit and then just take it out. It's gonna be pretty easy. For this one right here, grab like a duckbill, squeeze it, take the clamp off, and then over here with the duckbill, grab it and twist it just a little bit so it breaks the seal, and then just try to take out the lines. So I'll do that off camera. Okay, now grab your 10mm socket. Try not to use a electrical gun. If you have an air gun, you can use the air gun. You do not want to create electricity around gas fumes, because it will ignite the gas. So just grab your ratchet with a 10mm and start undoing the bolts in a symmetrical order. So this bolt, that bolt. So just go crisscross. So you lose this one over here, then you go this one down here, up here, and you keep loosening them. This is so it doesn't like warp anything, you know. I don't think over here it's gonna be a big deal, but just in case, you do not want to warp this and let the gas leak out. Okay, once you have all the 4 bolts loose, go ahead and just start taking it out. Be sure you take it out very carefully and not damage anything. It's gonna take it is gonna take some time and a different angle to get it out, so because it's a weird angle that these things go in. move it out. Because I was sitting inside a tray inside. I guess that's like a fuel baffle. I never knew this car had one. Okay, now on your fuel pump, the one that came out, go ahead and take your electrical connector off. Go ahead and take your electrical connector off. It's gonna take some force. After you take the electrical connector off, from the bottom, just try to pull it upwards and it should pop right out. Because I still have the fuel line on the bottom. That's the problem. But it's angled at a weird way. So try to pull it out. I'll be right back. Okay, so with this thing on, it has a little clip on it. So once it was inside like this, just grab a flathead screwdriver and just pry it on each side, and then it'll break loose and you can take it right out, and then pop the fuel pump out. And now right here on this side of the hose, just grab it with some duck bills and take it out. Okay, I took it out on this side, the upper side. So what you want to grab your duck bills and just twist it a little bit so it breaks the seal on it, and twist, and then just try to pull it right out while twisting a little bit, and it should start coming out there. So now you have this off, and your new one's going to be a little bit longer, but it's the same exact size. Well, almost the same exact size. The fuel pump is longer, but like the electrical connector and stuff is on like the same location, probably like less than 1/4 of an inch off. So now what you want to do is take this off and put this one on here, on your new one. No, never mind, your new one doesn't come with that. So with the new one, you have it inside the case, this little packing right here. Just go ahead and put that one on. Now you're gonna want to make the fuel line to see how long it is. So inside the pack, it's included the fuel line. What you want to gonna do is put it on one side, and now you have to measure it right to cut it. So my fuel pump's gonna sit like right here, like this. So I want to cut it right here on this line right here. I'm gonna cut it over there with like some dikes or some big scissors. Okay, next step. For me, I don't have to do it because I have the same gauge wire inside the fuel tank as supplied with the OEM one. If the gauge of this wire is not the same, what you're gonna want to do is loose the screw up, get yourself a ring, and put that in. Make sure this is like the same thickness as recommended by the manufacturer of the pump. And this one right here, you're just gonna pull it out and solder a new one on there. And so with me, my wire is the same thickness, I don't have to change it. Now that you cut this over here, I'm gonna use the same old one, the back housing that came off the pump, because it looks better and it feels like it's gonna go in better. And with the AEM fuel pump kit, it includes 2 hose clamps. Just go ahead and install both of them on there for now, temporarily. You don't have to tighten any of them down yet. And with your new fuel pump, go ahead and fit it on there. It's gonna be a little tight. Actually, go ahead and tighten the back one up so it doesn't move from the back. Let me do that real quick off there. Okay, after you tighten that one up, make sure you install the one for the pump size as well, the hose clamp. Go ahead and fit the pump on now. It's still gonna be a little tough because it's like perfect fit. And then I'm gonna use the OEM one, the fuel thing. Put that in and push it down onto the mount. I'm gonna fit this off camera because it's gonna take some time. Okay guys, now that you have the fuel pump on, I don't have anything tight except that one hose clamp in the back. Go ahead. AEM does give you a new fuel filter for the pump, but you're gonna want to use the old one because it sits at a better angle in the fuel tank, and you want to have it like this. So because the fuel pump's gonna sit like this, and you want the fuel filter to be like this. So just go ahead, and it should be a direct fit. So after you guys have it on, inside the AEM kit you're gonna get a locking clip. You want to take that locking clip out and install it with the new fuel pump. Just dropped it. It has to go this way. As you can see, the clip is folded upwards a little bit, so you want to try to install it like that onto the fuel pump. Once you have it like lined up, just go ahead and push it down. I'm gonna do that off camera because that's gonna take some time. Okay, now that you have the clip and the fuel pump like right inside there, you're basically all set. Just go ahead and connect your wire connector. Well, actually not your wire connector. Let's go ahead and just line up the fuel, not the fuel, I forgot the name of this now. The clamp. Just line your clamp up with your fuel pump and go ahead and tighten your clamp down. And once you have that lined up, go ahead and just install your wiring connector. Gonna be a little tight. So once you have your wiring connector connected, I'll do that off camera. You'll be ready to install the fuel pump in the tank again. Alright guys, I have everything connected. As you can see, I got the hose clamps on nice and tight, and I got the electrical connector on. Make sure it's in with the fuel filter. Now you're ready to go and install it back into the fuel tank. Okay, now go ahead and just install it into your fuel tank. It's gonna go set back all the way over there, and you want to go in at an angle, the same angle as like the fuel filter. Well, not the fuel filter, but the fuel pump. Just twist a little bit and it should be in. Disconnect it as well. And that's it. Now go ahead and install your bolts, and I'll let you know what the torque is. Alright, so go ahead and torque these bolts down. These are torqued down to 4.3 foot-pounds. And next is go ahead and connect all your lines and stuff. I have them stored over here. And it'll be the exact same thing. So your fuel return, your fuel feed, and your two electrical connectors that you also disconnected. And I'll be right back. Alright, go ahead guys, just get your electrical connectors on. the fuel pump, and this one you didn't really have to take off, but it doesn't matter as long as you get it back on. And your fuel lines, get them back on. Make sure this is clipped in. Just check it, make sure they don't budge, and go ahead and install this protective covering on the wire. And that's it, you're ready to close now. So go ahead and close it up. You just have to line the bolts up and go ahead and put the screws in. Okay, so there, now you have it. Just tight these down and that's it. Now you've replaced your fuel pump, or you've installed a new fuel pump. It's pretty easy to do. I know the first time you guys will do it, like me, it's nerve-wracking, but after like your first 1 or 2 fuel pumps, it's actually pretty straightforward, and you're like, oh, that's pretty easy. You should still always consult the Honda service manual for any other stuff that you need, or if I missed anything, you can always consult the service manual. But obviously I changed the fuel pump out, so I just gave you a little video tutorial. Alright, just like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll help me out, in the future. And that's it.